Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight for our free webinar, Simple Techniques to Improve Your Local Google Search Results, featuring Rudy De La Garza Jr. from SEOmarketing.com. My name is Jeff Bloom, Education Marketing Manager here at Lhasa OMS. We are proud to be co-hosting tonight's event with our friends from the Pacific College of Health and Science. It has been wonderful to have been able to work together and separately to bring so many timely and relevant webinars over the past 3+ months. We would like to take this moment to thank them for all of their hard work during these difficult months to not only support their students, alumni, and faculty, but also the profession as a whole. For over 40 years, Lhasa OMS has been trying to promote the growth of the acupuncture industry by providing quality products, great prices, and the best customer service, as well as supporting the many schools and continuing education efforts available. With our free webinar series, we intend to provide free educational opportunities taught by some of our industry's most renowned practitioners and educators. I would like to take a moment to acclimate you to the webinar room. We recommend viewing the webinar in Chrome, Firefox, or Safari, as you can experience slowness in other browsers. To the right of the video screen, you will see 3 tabs: Chat, Questions, and Polls. To chat with other attendees or to communicate any technical difficulties, please use the Chat tab. For questions of the guest speaker, please remember to use the Questions tab to assure that we see them at the end of the lecture when it's time for Q&A. We did also post a few polls tonight and would appreciate if you would take the time to answer them. I'd also like to note that each webinar is recorded, and immediately following the conclusion, you will all receive an email with a link to view the video on demand and a copy of the slides. You may always visit our blog and use the free webinar tag to find all of our previously recorded events. From practice management to sports acupuncture to Chinese herbs, you will find something interesting for every practitioner on the Lhasa OMS blog. I would also like to mention a great new feature at Lhasa OMS. We have just launched our new Lhasa Direct program to allow practitioners to recommend products to patients and to receive a commission on those purchases. We'll share a link in our chat to the blog where you can learn more on how to access this program using your current Lhasa OMS account. Now for our featured speaker. We are proud to introduce Rudy De La Garza Jr. Rudy is a solutions-focused executive with more than 20 years of success across the financial services, digital marketing, identity resolution, public relations, SEO, and e-commerce industries. Leveraging extensive experience implementing successful e-commerce and digital marketing strategies, he is a valuable asset for companies working on performance, analytics, or digital marketing issues. His broad areas of expertise include behavior tracking, marketing automation, lead generation, SEO, social media, online advertising, strategic partnerships, affiliate marketing, identity graph, and analytics. Please join me in welcoming Rudy.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and wanted to thank also Pacific College. Wanted to also thank Lhasa OMS for this wonderful opportunity to speak to a very distinguished crowd. I've heard great things over the last few months in working with both of you, and it's just an honor and a privilege, as I mentioned, and I look forward to getting into these details with you because this is something that maybe only a dork like me could really love and dedicate a career to, but I really hope to show a few things today that are simple techniques that every business needs to know about local search, and for those that are interested in a continuing and a sustaining flow of new clients, patients, and customers, there are some small things and some big things that we all need to do to maintain. Just as a quick overview, even a large entity like Pacific College and Lhasa OMS, they also have to dedicate time to the same things that we're going to talk about today for even an individual acupuncturist. So these are things that if you wanted to talk about is the playing field level for everyone, it is when you're talking about search and social media. And so the amount of effort and time that you can dedicate to these sorts of things bear fruit. And that's what we look forward to showing you today. So I would like also reiterate something Jeffrey said about the polls and the questions that are there on your screen. If you have any questions about anything that we do talk about this afternoon, this evening, please put your questions in there, and we're going to dedicate some time at the end to go over each and every one of those as time permits. And also, I want to direct your attention to the polls. I have 3 poll questions in there that's going to help me understand a little bit more about the audience here today. There's right now there's hundreds of you in here, and so it'd be great if you could answer those poll questions real quick. I'm gonna read them out real fast just because it's a nice primer for us in our discussion. The first one is, have you asked your patients for a review in Yelp or Google My Business? We're going to talk a little bit about reviews because it's such an important factor in the algorithms that we have to deal with. These days, people pick up their mobile phones and they want to know exactly where the next or the closest acupuncturist is. And so these are the types of things that we all want to make sure that your visibility is there so that you're one of those options for that potential customer, potential patient, right? Also, reviews are a big deal because the more visibility you have in organic search, this is more of a conversation that you can continue to have with your patients and give them another opportunity for you to interact with them. The second poll question is also very important. Just wanted a yes or no. Do you currently have a Google My Business page? And that's important just for me to know a little bit more about who is active in this sort of thing. And it's nice to see that a lot of you do. So that's probably why you're here. You're going to learn some more techniques about that. And we're going to get into some details. And I think you're going to see some new thing here. So let's just go ahead and jump in here. I think that we're going to get started with a quick overview. So you saw in the email that got you here. We'll go over these items very quickly. Why local search is so important for your business, how to create or claim your Google My Business page. And since most of you, it looks like, do have a Google My Business page, although it looks like about 40% of you do not, we'll go through that pretty quickly. Also, the essential tactics to increase your likelihood to be found. Of course, that's one of the major goals of why we do these. So also how local businesses stay in front of new customers and remain ready. Wow, what a big concept right there, because I think we need to spend a bit of time on that as well. Understanding how you can keep that conversation going even during these times when you may not have been able to see as many patients. Imagine if you had that communication right there and you were able to get directly into their phone in a business setting through your Google My Business page. What a wonderful tool that is. And then how to get your business to show in the map pack in Google. Wow, that's another big thing that businesses strive for all the time and have to continue to work on. And what Google needs to see from your business to rank it well, and of course the importance of your address and phone number and other details. So let's get into this very quickly. A large element of local SEO is Google My Business. If you don't have one, or if you have one, there are still issues with it. So if you don't have one, obviously I would remind you, because you probably have done this yourself, you've probably searched for a particular local business. Maybe you were looking for the local grocery store, maybe you were looking for the closest gas station or something like that. Whatever it is you were looking for, you probably went into Google and you searched for something and you noticed that map show up with the little pins on it, and it was referencing your location of your device to show you which of those stores or services were the closest to you. Maybe you're looking for a pizza place or something like that. So now you can see how easily that helped you when you were in that moment. Well, there are plenty of people that are also searching for acupuncturist near me, acupuncture professional near me, an acupuncture in Chicago. All of those things happen every minute. So those are the reasons why you want to have a local presence. And as far as local goes, you really can't get by without having your Google My Business page at the ready for these types of things. So to have this sort of thing, you have to, of course, create a Google account if you don't already have one, and check and see if your business is already listed. If it is, then you want to start optimizing, and we're going to talk more about optimizing and how important that is. And then, of course, create the right listing for your business. Of course, if you are a service, you want a service. If you are a government entity, you want to be a government entity. And there's all those distinctions in there. And, of course, optimize for the best results. Okay, so just very quickly, this is what a screenshot of what, if you do not have a Google My Business page, which it looks like a lot of us do not, this is the first slide, first stage of what you're going to need to do, which is create a Google account. And I want to remind everyone, everyone here who attends will receive this packet of slides. So everything you see here, don't feel like you need to take a bunch of big notes unless you want to. You will have all of these slides, and these go step by step on what you need to do. But the first thing is, of course, to create an account, and you want to select to manage my business, because it's not for yourself, it's to manage your business. And Google will want to verify your email address, and then you're logged in. Once you are logged in with your Google account, go to the Google search box and type these things. Type your business name plus your location and see if this box shows up. If this box does show up and it looks like it's your business, Google has tried very hard because it has noticed things that there is a business there and it has this name on it. I won't get into too many details of what they've done to learn this, but one of the things they've done over the last 10 years is they actually have attached devices, cameras, on top of cars and hired people to drive every street of the United States to take a picture or an image of everything that's on that street, up and down all the streets, and know where they are, latitude and longitude of every location. So Google is working very hard to make these things happen. So if you have never created or Google My Business page and you are wondering how Google knows about your business, that's one way. The other way is other people, some of your customers, or maybe people who know your business, may have uploaded information that is relevant about your business. You might also want to check in the Google, if you don't find it there, type in your business address and see what comes up. Again, you're looking for this box to happen, or type in your business phone number. Those are the three ways you can see if something is already out there on your business. What you're looking for is this link right here asking, do you own this business? If so, you will want to click on that and go through the steps here. This is claiming your business. This is something you definitely need to do before someone else does, or you just don't want, inaccurate information about your business out there. So again, you'll want to go through this and choose that it's a brick and mortar. If you have a clinic of your own, whatever is pertinent to your business, you want to be accurate about those things. Oh, one more thing. Google will verify that you are the person that's doing this. And they do that for accuracy. They want to make sure that it's the owner of the business that's doing this. So once you get through this process, it's not over. Look at this last bullet point right here. Google wants to verify your business. They will mail a postcard to you to the address that you've indicated. So you're going to get that postcard, and there's going to be a 4, I think, or a 5-digit number on there, but it's very obvious. And then you're going to go back into your Google My Business page. You're going to log in again and get to your Google My Business page, and it's going to ask you for that code that's on that postcard. So that's one way that Google is connecting and make sure that it's you, the business owner, that is doing this effort with this page. All right, so let's say that you got through that, and now that you are looking to optimize your Google My Business page, you really should do this first thing. Now, there's a lot of detail here. You'll want to touch every little item there that you can. Believe me, it's worth it. Uploading your hours of operation. You're going to want to touch all of those little edit pencils next to each field there. You want to select a particular category of business, and I believe acupuncture is a category. Some people like to, put in a lot of categories there, but I can tell you that that's not proper optimization. Just go with the most accurate category for your business. That's going to be the best thing for you, because think about this. You'd rather be relevant for something really accurate than sort of relevant for things not so much. That just confuses the little algorithm there. It confuses Google a little bit. So just make sure you pick 1 or 2 categories for your selection there. Shouldn't be hard for the people on this webinar here to know exactly what that is. And then, of course, if you have some kind of appointment feature, many people don't, I don't, but if you do, it'd be nice to connect that to your online calendar, because people searching for your business could book an appointment with you if you have this particular technology connected. The next item is pretty darn important, and I'm going to show a description of it later, but I'm going to show an example of it later, but a description of your business is really important. Imagine someone online trying to select the right acupuncturist for their ailment, and one entry has a very verbose and very good description of their business and really speaks to them, and the next one doesn't. So you want to make sure that you really do describe your business and talk about exactly what you do in that description field. It's very important. Photos. Your logo is very important. Google does put your logo front and center on these pages, so it's important for you to have your brand there so people know exactly where they're going, and when they get there, they know they're at the right place. But photos, we're going to talk about photos more later, and that's very important. And I can tell you from experience that even uploading photos will make you stand out even more and make you visible for those particular searches. Okay, so these essential tactics to increase the likelihood of being found, very important. Google's even going to do this now. Everything that you saw up to this point was the desktop interface. So you're on your laptop or you're on your desktop, you're looking at that. But in order for you to unlock all of the great features of Google My Business for your local search, these are found in the Google My Business app. And there's a reason for that, because there are some cool features we're going to talk about that are only available if you have the app working on your phone. So download the Google My Business app, log in with that Google account, connect your Google My Business page here. It's already going to know. And you will be able to reach a lot of really cool features that we're going to go over here shortly. Okay, so upload your cover photo and logo. We talked about that. Here's where it starts to get into the maintenance of it. And I'm going to take a little moment here to tease something, but the sponsors of this webinar and the people who brought this webinar to you have been very gracious and have asked me to provide a free 30-minute a consultation, free 30-minute coaching session. And the reason why I'm bringing this up at this point is because if any of you would like to learn more about how we do this in detail, specific to your business, we are glad to spend 30 minutes with you and talk about your specific business, your specific execution, no matter where you are on the spectrum of how often you post, or if you have a page or not. We'll help you get to the next level there. And on top of that, we are also giving away a few more gifts there when you reach out to us to book an appointment for that 30-minute session. We're just happy to talk about those things because these details right here about uploading photos consistently, this is one of those things where hopefully you have time to do these sorts of things. If you don't, you need to find somebody who can, but we think there's a way that you can do this even with just 10 minutes a week. You have to take the photos, but here's the good part. The photos of your office and your building, those are great. Those are great photos. Photos of you in action, of course. Get the approval. If there's a patient in your photo, get their approval if you're going to show their face. Otherwise, if it's just like their wrist or their ankle or something like that, you don't have to worry too much about that. But getting those action photos, people love those. Something unique that they haven't seen before. So also, that powerful smartphone that you have in your hand can take some short videos. Imagine just walking through your office or your lobby or your clinic rooms and just kind of showing what your office is like. That will really go a long way to ingratiate a new customer to your business, or to let them know, hey, this is a legitimate business. This is a very professional place. And I'm sure all of you have some very interesting tools. Imagine taking photos of your cups, or of your needles, or of how clean you are. Just those types of things these days matter, right? Showing how clean your facility is. All of that is very good content, and I encourage you to upload 1 to 2 photos a week. If that's all you can do, just keep that activity. Consistency is good. So another thing you'll want to do, of course, is posting. And posting is different than just uploading a photo. Posting is not only you can attach a photo to it, but you can also write, I think up to 300 or even up to 750 words in some instances. But you have a good amount of space there to describe the photo that you're posting, or you can talk about an event that you're having soon. Maybe you're having another opening event. or maybe you're having a special that's going on, maybe it's a coupon or something like that, you want to talk about those things. If you don't have those events or coupons or things like that, talk about successes and other great opportunities. This is your chance to interact with your patients and future patients. And there's even more going on here. When you post, that information is up in your Google My Business page, and Google uses that for questions that people might ask. So people that are searching for an acupuncturist can go to your Google My Business page, and there's an area for them to ask questions. And Google will search through all of your posts and all your description and all of the services and all of the products. So all of that time that you spent filling out the profile of your Google My Business page is actually content to help people with their questions. So I encourage you to spend some time in there talking about the different things that you do, because those things matter, especially in the moment, because you don't know what a customer or potential customer might ask. But if you have this detail in there and if you have this information, it's quite possible that they'll get the answer they're looking for and ask for directions to your clinic, or ask or tap on that phone number and give you a call directly. So this is an opportunity with your posts for you to interact with your customers. Great. I'm glad to see some questions coming in too. We'll get to those questions towards the end, and I'm going to wrap it up so that we can really spend some good time with the questions. Let's get through a few more things first. We're still here on the essential tactics to be found, and right now what you're looking at is the home screen when you open that Google My Business app. So when you do that, you're going to notice that it's real easy for you to upload photos. The Google My Business app right there is going to show photos, your recent photos on your phone, so that you can just tap them and upload them right there. 2 taps right there, you can upload a photo, no big deal. So I encourage you, it's so easy to do, and it really helps your profile. Try that out today if you can. All right, so now look at this. And we're getting into real examples here, and because I'm good friends with Pacific College of Health and Science, we're going to use them as the example today. Right here, you're looking at a search for the term acupuncture school in Chicago. So this is something that we work on tremendously. We work on this a lot. And the reason why is because we can tell from our analytics and our traffic reports that when we show up in this, what's called the map pack, when we show up in these 3 businesses here, which we work very hard to maintain, when we show up here, we get all kinds of traffic. We get thousands and thousands and thousands of people searching for directions to find out where our school is. We get them searching for, or they'll tap on the phone number and call directly in. And they'll also click through to the website. And through tracking all the visits, we have seen that these clicks from this particular map pack in this search create leads for students. So in the case of Pacific College of Health and Science, they're looking for new students from time to time, and we are able to track that back to the activity that we have here in Google My Business. The same can be done for you. So you'll be able to look at these sorts of things through analytics if you want to, but you'll notice that you are active in Google My Business in local search, that you really want to try and maintain this. And I have a feeling that if you're the one that is uploading the photos, if you're the one that's uploading those posts, more than likely you're doing more than your competitors are in the same area, and you have a very high likelihood of maintaining your spot in the map pack. So let's keep looking. This is the mobile version of it. So you notice how it's a little different, but you can still see here, look what this is. Right there on the mobile version, there's the little call button right next to it. Now that is golden. So now you can see that, wow, if you're in this map pack, one little thumb tap and ring, 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 they're calling your business. So I really encourage you to think about this and give this a little bit more thought. If you already have your Google My Business page, you might want to look into being a little more active on it. If you don't have it, maybe today is your day. Here's what happens when you click on the entry for Pacific College of Health and Science. This is the same path. We clicked on the entry. Now look what shows up. This is the Google My Business page for Pacific College of Health and Science, Chicago. Look at these wonderful interactive engagement buttons here. You can call, you can get directions, you can save this, or you can go directly to their website. This is like I was talking to you earlier, where this really helps out a business, right? To get this type of traffic going to your site. Now look right above those blue buttons we were just talking about, and you'll see a navigation menu. Right now it's on the overview. Think of this like as your home page of your Google My Business page. But right next to it are updates. And this is where you're having that constant conversation with your customers or your followers or people that come to this page. This is where the posts are. So all the posts are there. All that posting that we did where we're talking about, one of our professors, just got cited in a magazine, or some new research that just came out, or things like that. Just anything that's pertinent to your business, those go posts, and those are right there on that navigation where it says updates. Products and services, because we filled out all those fields, these navigation items are made available. So now everyone can learn more and more and more about what we offer. This is a great tool. Oh, and of course, that picture that's there, that was one of the images, one of the photos that we uploaded. And because it received so many views of that particular image, Google My Business chose to add these particular images at the top, and they slide through left and right so that you can see the photos with the most views are the ones at the top. All right, so like I said, here's that updates page on your Google My Business page here in that navigation, so you can see that we posted these just a few days ago. I think I took these snapshots, what was it, Sunday night. So Sunday night, 4 days ago, Google said, we posted that, and that was an image, and I believe it also had some a description of where that would take you into the website. So this is very, very, very interesting, and you can see how even those types of photos, very interesting for people to click on, and we got a ton of views from it. All right, and look at this. I clicked on the services tab there. See how even in your business, you probably have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different services that you can really speak to here and provide a lot of insight about what you offer. So we really do recommend that you spend as much time as you can here, because people will sit here and read this on and on and on. They want to know the details. They really want to know who they're about to give their business to. Let's keep going here. And you want to stay in front of new customers and remain ready. Okay, I'm going to spend a couple of minutes here because this is a feature that you can turn on, and it's tremendous. All right, what you're looking at here is on that bottom menu of Google My Business. We were looking at the home, but now at the bottom there, this image you see, it shows that the blue icon, the one that we're on, is in the customers area. So in the customers area, move your eyes up to the top of this image, you'll see that we're in the messages section. So yes, this is exactly what it implies. Your customers or potential customers can message you directly. So they can send a message to you, and you can of course interact with them as well. So one of the things that Google recommends though is that you reply within 24 hours. And if you don't reply within 24 hours and you do that a few times, they'll turn off that message feature. So if you turn this on, which I recommend you do, just know that you'll want to reply. And of course, this is just regular customer service, right? If someone's sending you a message and you get this notification on your phone, you'll hear it go bling or whatever notification sound you have. And then you go into the Google My Business app, it'll open immediately 2 messages and to this particular page, and you can begin texting back and forth with this potential customer. So what you're seeing here is that on the Chicago messages page that we have for our customers, we've received a few messages over the past few months, and we have an average response time of 1 minute and 52 seconds. So that kind of information really helps a customer know that, hey, someone's around, this business is alive, and they care, right? If I were to send a message, I probably would get a response here pretty quickly. So I really do encourage you to at least let this run for a little bit and see what happens, and try to respond as quickly as you can, because that kind of interaction could be the difference between them going to your clinic or maybe choosing the one that might have been a little more responsive. So that's a lot of fun, and I think that that is something that we really want to encourage you to do, because it's a great way to show how effective you are as a business. All right, another way to communicate here, and I kind of teased this at the beginning, I'm going to say more about it here. Reviews, 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 reviews. It is highly important that you generate reviews for your business. And I know sometimes that this can be a little touchy subject. Sometimes we feel awkward about asking our customers to give us a review. So Google has made this kind of easy for you. One thing I will say, though, is think about how you do this in your life, and when you're on your mobile phone and you're looking for that great taco place, or you're looking for the closest dry cleaners, you know, and to take your clothes, whatever it might be. You look at the reviews, and if they show, you know, 3 or less stars, I mean, you're probably still searching. So in the same way, you want to have good reviews. You want to have good stars, 4 and 5, you know, that sort of thing. And the more you have, coupled with you posting your photos and putting posts up there about your business and having a good full profile, those are the ways that you get into the map pack and stay there. So I can't emphasize this enough, that you can ask your customers in a very polite way. Again, it's a symbiotic relationship that you have with your patients. They come to you for the health and healing that you're able to give them, and then they can reciprocate. And if and the way that they feel when they leave, just remind them maybe how they feel. Just remind them of the success you've had. Remind them of the health that they have. And then politely ask them, hey, would you mind giving me a review when you get a chance? That'd be great. Thank you. That's a very personal way of doing it. The other way of doing it, which I like a lot too, is using the Get More Reviews feature, which is in the Google My Business app, and it's on the home. You see down at the bottom of this image, we're back on the home page of the Google My Business app, and if you just scroll down just a little bit, you'll see this Get More Reviews section right in the middle there, and you can see the little tap Share Profile. So look what happens when you tap Share Profile. It opens up your mobile phone apps for how you share your profile. So I did this on my phone, and you can see that it's saying that it's about to share some kind of text message, or some kind of text message here. In the middle, you can see it's the College of Health and Science, New York, would love your feedback. So I guess I must have done this from the New York page here that we manage for Pacific College. But you can see on my phone that it pulled up my mom, it pulled up some other friends of mine, and some other people in my contacts, and it offered me a few apps here that I could use. I could send them an email with my Outlook, I could airdrop it, or I could send messages. But look what happens. So I selected messages. So I wanted to text it. Look what it does. I just tapped it once, and it went ahead and put a pre-set template text message. And I guess this one here is for Chicago. I did this one here for Chicago. Pacific College of Health and Science, Chicago, would love your feedback. Post a review to our profile. There's the link, and boom, you just text it to the people in your phone. I'm sure many of you do have the phone numbers of your patients. So if you feel inclined to, this is a very nice way of doing this. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because the data has shown, and you probably know this in your own life, when you receive a text, the data shows that people are 92% likely to open a text. They're only 71% likely to open an email. So texting is really, people love texting. So if they were to get a text, of course they're going to open and view it. And this is a very nice, subtle way of asking people for a review. And it's something that you would probably send to your best patient, the ones you have a great relationship with, and I'm sure that they would answer in kind. Click on the little link there. It takes them directly to your Google My Business page, and they can put in a review for you. So I do encourage you to use this feature. I'm going to go back. Let's go back through that just real quick. So you're on your Google My Business page. Go to this section that says you can share your profile to get more reviews. Your phone is going to pop up the different ways that you could share it, and then I chose to text. So I chose texting because it's a more effective open rate, and people do love texting. So I encourage you to do this. Maybe only do 2 or 3 a week or a month, but you want to really consistently get reviews as much as you can. Doing 100 all at once is probably not as great as doing 2 a month for a long period of time. So try and get a few of those reviews. You'll notice that it'll change your standing in the map pack. All right. There are some special guidance rules that Google is putting out now, but here's the best part. They're talking to you. You are a healthcare and or therapist. You're in the therapist field, so it's important you understand what this guidance is from Google. And of course, this was updated May 28, 2020. You can see there that this is very recent and very relevant information for you. The reason why it's information for you is that you will want to update your Google My Business page to show either you're temporarily closed or new hours that you are available, or to even indicate that you are active on your Google My Business page and that you're willing to help or willing to interact, maybe through messaging, phone calls, or other ways, so that you can keep that connection with your patients. I can't tell you how important that can be at this time. I'm going to show you one more thing here about this guidance, because it's specifically about you, I believe. Is during this time, Google has had to reduce their resources in certain areas so they can do more things in other areas, because guess what? They had to change their business too because of all this. So where they're talking about here is, again, they're on item number 4 here, I expanded this one to show you that they also are giving you guidance to download the Google My Business app and turn on messaging, the way to help your customers reach you. So there's that messaging feature again. Get in there, use it. It's very useful to your business, not only to existing customers, but future customers as well. The next one that I expanded here were the recommendations for healthcare providers. That's you. So I wanted to tell you and read this out to you. Medical practitioners can use Google My Business to claim and manage the practice's info. You can add details about services such as telemedicine and personalize your business profile. They are encouraging you to do this now. So if there is any sort of COVID-19 message you would like to display, they are encouraging you to do that. And so whenever guidance comes out specifically to your industry, please know that Lhasa, OMS, and Pacific College are very interested in these things, and that's why we're here today, is just to inform you that something has come out that is specifically for you from one of the major platforms that we all use. All right, so this resource section is here. I referenced a couple of things along in this presentation. If you wanted to request ownership of a business listing, that's where you go to set up your Google My Business page. You can create your listing also at google.com/business and start that process there. We just talked about those Google My Business guidelines. In general, as a general guidelines, there's that link. But the guidelines about COVID-19 that we just talked about, that's that last link right there. So again, everybody here is getting these slides, so you don't have to rush to write down anything. You will be receiving this. And if you don't get it, just make sure and raise your hand. Maybe later on, contact Lhasa, OMS, or Pacific College, and we'll make sure that you get a copy of this. Last slide here is a special gift that we have for you. We talked about this in the beginning. We'd like to give you a 30-minute meeting with me to talk about anything digital marketing related. Again, Pacific College and Lhasa OMS have sponsored this time today, and so they wanted us to give something to you for your time and to help you and support you during this time. So what we do ask is go to that link right there. Again, you're going to get this link in an email to seomarketing.com/webinar. And if you book an appointment there, we'd love to talk with you and give you that free 30-minute meeting. And any of you that are alumni of Pacific College or have had a great interaction with this webinar today, if this webinar was helpful to you, go in there and practice putting in a review just to see how easy it is. And also you'll know that you're helping Pacific College with their Google My Business page, but I think it's good for you to see what it's like from the outside in, so that you can explain to any patient what the process is like and how easy it is. And of course, because it was easy, Google made it easy for us to know those links. You can use those links right there. But please take that special gift that was given to you by Lhasa OMS and Pacific College today. And I want to say thank you for that. Jeffrey, we're ready for the questions when you are, and we'll take them in whatever order you'd like. And thank you everyone again for your interaction with the polls. That's really helpful.
Thank you so much, Rudy. That was amazing. So actually, just give me a second. The questions are finishing loading. We have a fair amount of them. So just let me know if you get to a point where you're kind of ready to finish and we can wrap up, but I will get into the questions right now. So there were some questions about if Google My Business is relevant internationally.
Yes, they do also do this internationally as well. So it's a product that is all over Europe and anywhere Google is effective and useful. So yes, it's international.
Alrighty. This one actually has a few upvotes too. I get calls all the time from marketing companies claiming to be Google, saying something is wrong with my listing. Are they just lying to get my business? How do you tell if this is legitimately from Google?
Yeah, so Google doesn't make phone calls. So that's pretty straightforward. If someone calling you about something wrong about your Google My Business page, that may or may not be true, but that's not from Google.
All right. Next question. I'm working in a clinic that is owned by somebody else, and I'm only there 2 days a week. Can I utilize Google My Business?
Oh, you absolutely can. In fact, I think I would probably talk with arrangement that you have there. This is an opportunity, actually. Imagine if you could, say, "Hey, I'll manage this for us if I'm able to maybe receive some of the phone calls, or if some of the patients could, kind of come my way." Think of this as an opportunity to spend a little bit of time and say, "Hey, I'll manage this for us." And if it's something that they're not interested in, maybe they'll just say, "Hey, go ahead." And anything that does come in, maybe there's a way that they could, maybe funnel patients towards you or compensate you in another way.
All right, moving on. Next question. Is it difficult to change information about your clinic if you move?
No, in fact, Google's very aware of this. Once you go inside, there actually is on the home page of your Google My Business page a method for changing your address. So if you can't find it yourself, maybe that's something we can talk about on your free 30-minute meeting.
Perfect. So everyone in the chat, there's a link to that also in the email that you guys will all get 5 minutes after that for where you can sign up for your free consultation. Next question. I am concerned about opening ratings and reviews. There are so many trolls out there and it can be a problem. How do we manage that?
Oh, good. So right now, it's not something that you really control opening, because someone can go to your Google My Business page right now and put in whatever star or review they want, because that's the nature of it. So that's why I really like that share profile function, where you can go into your messaging or your email, and you can send that to only the patients that you want to send it to. So the ones that you have great relationships with, ones that that would give you a positive review, maybe send it only to them. That might be the good way to do that.
Alrighty, next question is about photos. Do we remove old photos when we upload new ones? And can you have too many photos?
Oh, great question. No, you cannot have too many photos, and you don't overwrite the old ones. In fact, Google leaves those up for a period of time. It used to be about 30 days or so. So there's no way that you can, you don't need to remove them. They will get purged out. But if they get a lot of views, Google keeps them around for a little while. So again, photos are good. I mean, unless you accidentally put in a photo of, some family photo, you can certainly remove those also from your profile. So you can remove photos if you need to, but I wouldn't worry about, having to maintain it.
Alrighty. Next question. Should I allow notifications in Google My Business app?
Yes. Allow notifications. Here's the reason why. If the notifications would include someone sending you a message, or you getting a new review. You want to know these things as they happen. So turn on notifications. Again, you don't have to have your phone, have some obnoxious, sound every time, but you certainly want them to notify you either some kind of way when good things happen. So I think it's a good thing.
All right. Do you have any suggestions for a business that is virtual and only online? How to promote on Google My Business to reflect online offerings and attract online virtual clients?
Absolutely. So you can make that distinction. Google My Business. You probably do have an address of some sort, even if it's a PO box or something like that. So I would recommend going through it. You can do a Google My Business for an online business. So it's just a different setting. I know on this particular webinar, we talked about you going in as a brick and mortar, but you can set yourself as an online business.
Alrighty. And then next question, how do I list 2 office locations on Google My Business?
You have an advantage. This is a great thing. If you have 2 addresses that are separate, now it is 2 different Google My Businesses. Now this is an example that's much like Pacific College of Health and Science. They have 3 locations. So they have 3 different Google My Business pages, but they are grouped together as one entity. Same thing would be for you. And it's a good thing. I know it sounds like it's double the work, and maybe it is, but you now have 2 opportunities. Basically, you have 2 fishing lines in the water that I would say that you have a great opportunity there to maintain both of those. So the answer is yes.
Alrighty. And then do you have how do you apply or tweak these principles for a home-based business?
Okay, so there's a couple of things about that. The first one would be, are you comfortable with putting your home address as the address for a Google My Business page? Some people are, some people aren't. For a home-based business, I would probably maybe consider you as an online business if you wanted to not have an address there. So there's a couple of ways to play it, just depending on how comfortable you are with your publicly facing address.
Alrighty. Are there search results that populate in Google My Business tailored to the potential client's online activity?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
So are the search results that populate in Google My Business tailored to the potential client's online activity?
Okay, so yes, there are a couple of things in there. I think I know the nature of your question, and that is, a searcher is carrying with them all kinds of information that Google knows about them. It's their history of all the websites they've been to in the last 12 hours or 24 hours. There's cookies that kind of show where they've been, and recent searches. So yes, potential customers are carrying a load of information that would feed into the search algorithm itself that would produce different results here and there for different folks. Again, Google's trying to be the best search engine on the planet, so they're trying to make every person's experience effective. So yes, they do.
Alrighty, next question. I have Yelp reviews. Is there a way to move or copy them into my Google page?
So you won't be able to really do that because those are reviews of individual people, right? Those individual people would have to do different reviews in Google My Business, but they're still very valuable. Having those reviews in Yelp are also very good too. So I would just ask, hey, do the same thing. Just kind of do a different outreach, another outreach effort for Google My Business. Don't feel like you need to really kill yourself to have this be your main job now, because you obviously operate a business. But the more you can try and get those same people to do maybe ask them to do a review in Google My Business, that's great. Maybe even, here's one thing that people have done, which is for your clients that are really good to you and your very best clients, asking them to do another review for you isn't hard. But maybe offer them, a discount or something, or some kind of incentive that you can do for them, just for helping you out. Now, I wouldn't do that all the time. It's more like, you have these great relationships, so it shouldn't be too hard to ask for that same person to do one in Google My Business, or you have more clients and patients that you could just focus on Google My Business for a few months. That might help too.
Alrighty, next question. Just open the phone app. It thinks I'm not the owner, and then it fused ownership with another Gmail address I have. can't get to navigation, stuck in identity verification. Can you help?
Yes, I sure can help. We probably don't need to take up too much time here, but go ahead and book your appointment. We'll walk you through that.
All right, perfect. And then this actually might have been touched on in the other question about the locations. So excuse me if I'm asking it again. I have 2 locations, and when setting up Google My Business, they became separate accounts. Can I or should I have them merged together?
Yeah, if you have them under separate accounts, that's a lot to manage because you have to log out and log back into the other one, and then you have to log out and log back into the other one. So same question maybe from a previous, there are some things that you can do to change the profile information of the email address on each account. It just takes a few minutes to kind of coordinate that and get that working together. Again, spend a little bit of time with it, see if, pick which Google account you want to be the master for both of those, and then just make those consistent.
Alrighty, thank you. And the next one, what about tags and other words which get people to my site when I offer various techniques?
Tags, so all the words that you use in your Google My Business page, and just before I forget, some people are asking, they missed how to book a consulting appointment. Jeffrey, could you reiterate again how they can do that?
Yep, so to get the consulting appointment, well, one, the link is going to be in the chat again, just in 1 second, as soon as I hit enter. And then also in the email that you all will receive 5 minutes after we end, there's going to be a link, the same link, to Rudy's website where you can set up a consultation with him for your free 30 minutes.
Great, thank you for that. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry, the question again.
Let's see. So we were talking about what about tags and other words to help get people to my site when I offer the various techniques?
Absolutely. So words matter. Okay. So you have to say the words on your page or in your Google My Business page at your website. You have to say the words. That's the only way that Google's going to know that those services are available. So the different types of techniques, meta tags, I think is what you meant, tags, that's search engine optimization. And so that is it is a trade, it's a service, it's a product, it's something that people dedicate their careers to. So if you have time to learn that on your own, more power to you. I think you should, but if you don't and you want this done, there are certainly people that can do that for you. Probably some folks nearby in your town that offer SEO services for an affordable price, or book that 30-minute appointment. We'll talk you through some of it, and we'll teach you some techniques on how you can get in there, depending on what platform. Maybe you use WordPress, or if you're talking about your Google My Business page, we'll certainly give you some guidance on saying the right things in the right spots, so that you're able to really show the different services and you're saying the right words at the right places.
All right. Somebody wanted to know, how do they know, or how will they know when a message is waiting for them in Google My Business?
How do they know what? I'm sorry?
How do they know when a message is waiting for them to respond?
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. So I think that you would want to have that Google My Business app on there, because that's where the notifications are going to show. And it lags behind a few seconds. So I think that as long as you have the notifications turned on, which by default they are on. So let's go ahead and download that Google My Business app, and you'll notice, just like on any other app, the little red counter comes up in the right corner of the app, and you'll see, oh, I've got 2 red indicators here on that app. You open it up, and it's more than likely messaging.
Perfect. If you use the message feature, is that visible to the public? Kind of the concern here is HIPAA.
Yeah, no, it's not. Again, you'll never want to use messaging as any kind of conversation vehicle about anything that would fall under HIPAA. So it's more about just connecting. Hey, if something like that were to come up, you'd say, hey, well, give me a call, or let's set a time to talk, that sort of thing. But it's more about just connecting and getting them to the next stage of whatever it is that you can help them with.
Perfect. Let's see, I just downloaded and opened the Google My Business app. My cell phone has my personal email, but my Google My Business page uses my business email. Now what?
Okay, so yeah, Google My Business is only concerned about your Google account, so you should be okay. You're just in there now. Now it's for you to edit your profile and start filling in a lot of those details about your hours, your description of services, and everything else that you can tell it right now about those different areas.
But with so I think what her question was is about that she logged in with her personal email, but she wanted to use her business email. So really, she just needs to. It looks like Natalie might have answered. So she just needs to log out of the personal email and then log into the business email.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you certainly want to use your business email for Google My Business, and it has to be a Google account.
Thank you. And thank you, Natalie, for helping us out.
All right, Natalie.
And then when you send messages through Google My Business, does it come from your personal cell phone number?
No, none of that is, it's all just a messaging software right there. So there will be no, exposure of your information there. It's just coming from your Google My Business page.
Perfect. And then looks like, can you do all these things without the app?
No, you can't do the messaging without the app. You also, what else can you not do without the app? Of course, the sharing feature. You need the app to do that. Otherwise, the only thing you can do everything else. It's just not as effective. Most of the traffic that comes through Google My Business is from people who are holding that device in their hand and they're looking for something right now.
Alrighty. Looking at my Google My Business on my phone, it said there isn't a place to get a review feature. Could you please go through this again?
Oh, let's make sure that you're looking at the right thing. I'm going to go back on the slides here. So let's go to that real quick. And what you're looking for now, just scroll down a little bit. Again, make sure that you're on the home. Down here on the bottom of this image, you'll see that we're on the home button. Make sure you're on the home button. And then scroll down just a little bit. You should see the Get More Reviews, Share Profile area. All right, so just it's a little further down. It's not like at the top. It's one of those features that's a little halfway down.
All right. And then, are we ready to the next question?
Yeah.
All right. Are the names of patients who give reviews anonymous?
Are the names of patients, whatever name they use when they give the review is what will show. So it's not up to you. It's something they do.
Can they choose to make it anonymous if they want to?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's see. And then next question, I think we already talked about a little bit. Are there any HIPAA concerns regarding using Google Apps to interact with patients?
I think there's always HIPAA concerns, and if there's any concern in your mind about there being any kind of opportunity for that. Now, if the patient starts talking to you about things, that's you're not talking. I mean, the patient's offering that information. So I think if that starts to happen, what we do on our side is we just affirm them and say, you know what, we need to get you connected with the right person. So in that discussion, I would say, hey, it's probably best if we get on a phone call to talk about this, and just kind of move it to another channel so that you can have more of that one-on-one.
All righty. Next question. We're getting pretty close to the end here. Let's see. The Get More Reviews tool is great, but one-offs seem time-consuming. Is there a way to automate asking for reviews and then automatically following up on those who do not leave reviews in a low-impact, soft, non-bothersome way?
That is an amazing concept, and you know what? I'm sure that someone has tried to do this. I would recommend that you either spend some time looking for that kind of app, and I know that we've looked around for something like that as well. I can tell you that it kind of defeats the purpose of it being one-on-one and kind of genuine. Google itself, kind of creates that canned message right there, which is kind of already a bit cold. But I don't think this is something you want to automate just because you're texting someone, right? They could respond with, oh, hey, Jane, how are things today? And then now you're giving them an automated response that may or may not match that. So I think what you want to do with these types of things, because it's so sensitive for your business, you really want to do these selectively. And you want to do these very deliberately. Like I said, getting 2 great reviews a month is way better than getting 10 in a day, because Google can see through patterns. And so we don't want to do anything that would indicate that it's not organic, not real, or contrived. Not saying that what you're suggesting is, but what I am saying is that it's way more effective if you get really good reviews from good patients and get that consistently over time, even if it's lesser than what you would get with an automated feature.
Alrighty. Next question. If you have a landline business number, can you still get the messages through Google My Business?
Absolutely, yeah, because the messenger is okay. So you're saying that you wouldn't get it on a smartphone. You still need the app though, so the app needs to run on a smartphone.
Okay, but still, they would still get the messages even if their business number was the landline.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Awesome. Actually, a really good question here. Does the 3-minute offer expire at some point?
Oh, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I mean, if you punch something in there for, October or so and just tell me it was from that webinar from 3 or 4 months ago, I'm sure we would honor that.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Just a few more questions to go. It says, my business was verified long ago, and I've been doing a lot of what you suggested, but today Google My Business is telling me on my laptop I'm not verified, but on the app everything is fine. Is that a glitch?
I think it's either a glitch or there's something is conflicting. Maybe it's like kind of what we talked about earlier. There might be 2 separate accounts, or maybe there's a misspelling somewhere. This is one of those things where you really want to make sure that the email address on both of those is the same and that you're logging in as the same account. That may be all it is. So just kind of check and make sure that you're using the same account on both. If you are, then those things should be tightened up, and they should mimic each other. So I'm not sure it's a glitch, other than maybe it's something that we might be looking at it from different logins.
All right. So the people that own the business I work at already have a Google My Business page. How can I add my practice to it?
Okay, so that is something a little different. If they own the building, they own, effectively they own the address, and you have a practice within, I would say that there's an opportunity for you to add products and services to the profile. There's an opportunity for you to add, do some posting. Here's a good one. You could have a page on their website, and they could post in Google My Business and drive the traffic from the post directly to your web page, which might have your own phone number. So there's ways to do this and to utilize this technology, and it's pretty simple. So you just have to connect up a few dots, but it is possible.
All right. Sign up for a 30-minute consultation.
Happy to work with you.
Next question from Irene. How to change the wrong picture of the building I work in?
Okay, how to change the wrong picture of the building you work in. So I would go into, once you're logged in with the right account and you're going to the right Google My Business page, I would go into the Photos tab. It's on the left side if you're on the desktop, or it's at the bottom, I believe, if you're on the mobile app. But you want to go into the Photos area, and inside of there, you're able to change, I think, what's called the cover photo, which is the photo of the business itself. And if it's wrong, sometimes Google gets it wrong. I mean, that car is driving by pretty fast when it has the camera on the hood, and sometimes they get it wrong. So if you're the owner of the verified account, you can change all those images.
Perfect. I am a traveling therapist. How do I indicate this for my location?
Wow, traveling therapist. I would have to ask you a few more questions, because traveling, does that mean like you're in a different town every month? That would be problematic. Or do you kind of go between 2 or 3 locations? Because if that's the case, then you do have great opportunities in having 2 Google My Business pages for both of the locations. So it's more about knowing where you're going to be. If you're moving a lot, then I would probably set you up as an online business, and you would do a lot of posting and telling people where you are.
All right, another good candidate for the 30-day or 30-minute consultation. I would think pretty much everybody in here. So next question. Oh, this is a good one too. Should you create your Google My Business page on the desktop first and then fine tune on the app, or would you do the app first?
Let's see. I think you're probably going to want to do it on the desktop first, just because there's a lot of typing to put in. I don't know about you, but I fat finger a lot of things, so probably do the laptop.
All right. Looks like it shows my listing was suspended in Google. I have no idea why, which is maybe when I try updating my address, it does not ever change.
Yeah, so there's something going on with that. There certainly is a process. I'll have to find the link, but if you don't mind setting up a time with me, we'll have to go over your particular situation. And while we're on the call together, I'll do some searches real quick, and we'll look at it together. We'll probably share my screen or share your screen, and we can go through and figure that out together. But I'm pretty sure there's a process. I've seen it recently where you basically put in a request to Google to say, hey, I think there's a mistake here, and they reset it.
Thank you. All right, Pam, so reach out to Rudy for that 30-minute consultation. Next question. I've heard that having a Yelp account can decrease the effectiveness of the SEO for your personal website. Do you know if that's true?
No, I don't think that that's true. I've never heard anything negative about that. In fact, okay, so I think I know where this is coming from. This is coming from some people whose websites were not optimized well enough, and so the Yelp page for their business was more relevant than their own website. So the Yelp page ranked higher for their name than their own website did. So that's why some people would say, hey, maybe I don't want to do this. The great fix to this is you got to do some big SEO on your website.
Alrighty. Somebody wanted to ask about, they thought Google frowns on offering discounts or incentives for reviews.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that. You're asking your patients, to give you a review. And if that means that, you're killing them or something, your conversation with your patients is your conversation. But you don't even need to offer a discount or incentive. We never do. But I know that some people have, and a conversation that you have outside of Google, of course, they're not listening to everything we say yet, but you don't need to. You don't need to do a discount or incentive. Ask your best patients. It's probably the best way to go.
All right. Just, I think, 2 more questions here. Can patient scheduling software share contact information with requests for reviews through Google My Business?
Google My Business has a few integrations. One of those, I think that is possible with only some packages, though. It may not be every package. So if it's a smaller, more obscure type package, and again, I don't know what the larger ones would be, but I have heard of some folks that use some third-party platforms to do that. And then I know that we here at SEO Marketing, we use a software package that helps us manage many Google My Business pages at once. So there are features and there are platforms that do help you manage a lot of this. But if you have one business, it may not be too big of a deal. And if you're going to try and integrate that within like a Salesforce or something like that, I think there are some integrations for that.
Right. Can the app run on a tablet or a laptop?
Yes.
All right. The very last question. So if you are working in a healing center, so with multiple suites, will Google honor just a suite number as a distinct address?
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like the address. Now, I think, with the rise of healing centers like that, or even like a Phoenix hair salon, those are individual suites, and you end up having to use the healing center name, but you do have a unique address with that suite. So I would leverage that.
All right, Rudy. Well, this is it for questions. So we cannot thank you enough. First, I want to thank Pacific College because they brought you to us. So thank you to the Pacific College of Health and Science. Thank you to Natalie for helping us out in the chats tonight, helping us out in the questions. Rudy, this was amazing. So everybody check your email 5 minutes after we end. You do have that link, which was also put into the chats. And that will get you your free 30-minute consultation with Rudy so he can walk you through your Google My Business page or any other things that you might have. We actually have a webinar happening this Thursday. It is featuring Dr. Ayla Wolf, and it will be on the vagus nerve. So please check log for the registration for that. I hope you all have a great night, and we look forward to seeing you on Thursday. And again, thank you, Rudy. This was really amazing content.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, have a great night.